Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to be talking about all of my favorite products for the month of July. Now I did not film a monthly favorites in the month of June either, so a couple of these products might be some favorites from June as well. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer favorites video because I'm probably going to have a little bit more to talk about than normal, since it's going to be worth 2 months worth of products as opposed to just one. So if you are interested in seeing all of the things that I have been loving the last couple of months, then you are in the right place. And you are definitely going to want to go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into that video, I just want to say that if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you do not mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. And if you are not new to my channel, welcome back. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started into some favorites. Okay, so the first product that I'm going to talk about is actually not a makeup favorite. It's more of a skincare favorite. And this is the Soap & Glory Hill Genius Amazing Foot Cream. This stuff is amazing. So, and it's really great to use, especially in between like your pedicures and things like that. It just makes the heels of your feet so soft. They don't get like that flaky feeling, and it is summertime. It is summer weather. I wear flip-flops 340 days out of the year. So something like this is really helping my skin or helping my feet, because nobody likes rough feet. But this just makes them feel so soft. I put it on in the morning and right before bed, and I wake up and my feet just feel so nice throughout the day. I don't notice any dryness to them. It is Soap & Glory is a fairly affordable brand. It makes your feet feel so smooth. I really have been liking this stuff, and I would highly recommend this, especially if you wear a lot of flip-flops, if you wear a lot of backless type shoes or sandals in general, anything where your feet are exposed. This definitely provides really great like foot care. I love this stuff. So I definitely would recommend checking this out. Soap & Glory is sold at Ulta, and I think they sell it at Target now and Walgreens or CVS. The next product should come as no surprise. It is like the foundation I have been living for, raving about in every single video where there is a possibility that I could rave about this foundation. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation, and I have mine in the shade 2-in-1 Cashew. I freaking love this foundation. It is so good. One of the biggest things that I like about this foundation is its long wearing. It lasts beautifully on the skin. It doesn't settle in my fine lines like really badly. It does settle there, but it looks nice throughout the day. And anytime I wear this, my bronzer, my blush, and my highlights seem to just last longer as well. All of my makeup just appears to, just looks more vibrant. It's a really good color match. It's a full coverage foundation, but it's not like a cakey full coverage foundation. I have been loving this foundation. It's not the foundation I'm wearing today. I am trying out the Milk Makeup Skin Tint for Foundation Friday, but every other day, this has been the one that has been on my skin ever since I tried it out. I will talk about another foundation that I was really liking before I switched over to this one, but I have not used anything else since I purchased this foundation. I highly recommend it. I think it's worth checking out. If you have more oily skin, it'll work for you. If you have drier skin, it'll work for you. Just make sure you put on a hydrating primer and prep your skin nicely, and this will work for you. This is really good, and I highly recommend this product. Now, another love of mine, and this is the only bronzer that I have been wearing since I tried it. I'm wearing a different bronzer today because I'm testing out some new products, and I'm trying to, you know, keep my makeup collection rotated. But I love this bronzer. It is effortless, it is beautiful, it is buildable, it does not apply too much pigment, and it just gives you the perfect amount of bronze. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze in the shade Medium. And just like it says it is an invisible bronze. Like, it just looks so beautiful on the skin. Medium is not typically a color that I would get. Normally I gravitate towards light. Because this is such a light wash of color, I was able to go a little bit deeper than I normally would have, and it's just a beautiful on the skin. Pretty much every video that I've done the last month and a half, this has been the bronzer I have been wearing. I think it is beautiful, you guys. I know that I keep saying that, but the powder, it's so soft, it blends into the skin perfectly. It is the right amount of bronze. It does have a little, like, a splash of warmth to it, but because it's so light and because it's so blendable and so easy to use, it just blends out to the skin so easily. You don't ever look overdone. You don't ever look over bronze when you wear this. I highly recommend this. Like, had I gone with a lighter shade, it would have worked if I had built it up, but it would have been more of that invisible bronze. But because I went a little bit darker, that's how I'm able to get it to show up on the cheeks a little bit better. I love this love this. I really do love this. This is something else that I would highly recommend. So the first 3 things that I showed you are definite favorite stand out products that I just cannot stop using. Everything else I loved, but if you're only going to purchase 3 things that I mentioned in this video, those would be the 3 that I would definitely recommend. So an eyeshadow palette. I know you guys are wondering like, oh, what eyeshadow palette could I possibly be about to show you right now, because I've definitely hauled quite a few. But the eyeshadow palette, there's actually 3 eyeshadow palettes, but this is the one that I'm going to go ahead and talk about right now. This is the Sephora Pro Warm Palette. And it is the palette that I have been reaching for every single day. I did use the Nicole Concealio palette quite a lot this month as well, but I don't think I had it long enough to actually put it in a favorites video, but I have used that one a ton. This is, of course, like I mentioned, the Sephora Warm Tones palette. I did a review and first impressions on this the day that I purchased it. It is $68. It does come with 28 shades. The eyeshadows are a little bit on the powdery side, but they are beautiful. I wear this when I just want to wear natural makeup. Like I just have 2 or 3, I just have 2 colors thrown in the crease right now, and this matte cream shade on the lid, and that is the eye look I have been wearing a lot. I love all of these browns in this area. And just everything about this palette I think is really good. It is a little bit on the pricier side, and I never really feel comfortable like mentioning, like saying go buy something super expensive. I will tell you that I think it is worth money, and I don't think you will be disappointed. I just think that the pigmentation on this is really good. I'll be the first to admit that the price of this thing did kind of make me take a step back and think, really, what, $68? But I'm so happy that I picked this up. I don't regret picking it up, and I honestly want to pick up the cool tone one just to kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit more and try out more cool tone looks. But I swear I'm going on an eyeshadow like halt. I don't need any more eyeshadow palettes right now, even though I really want the cool tone one to give it a try, because I would never use the colorful one. It's a little out of my comfort zone, so I feel like the colorful one might be a bit of a waste of money for me. But I do think I could get some pretty looks out of the cool tone one as well. These are nice. These are nice. If you were on the fence about them, if you were considering them, I say go for it. If you could care less, I've seen a couple of people say that, you know, it's like everything that we've ever seen before. Yes, it is like everything you've ever seen before. But I think it's good. I like it. It's Natasha Denona-esque. It has similar colors to the Jaclyn Hill palette. Heck, it has similar colors to the Violet Voss palette and Nicole Concealio. And those are just palettes that I purchased over the last 2 months. So if you really dig deep into your collection, can you find stuff like this? Absolutely you could. But that doesn't mean that I don't like it. I bought it, and I thought I would mention it anyway. If you've watched any of my Foundation Fridays over the course of the last 2 months, month and a half to 2 months, you will know that the primer that I have been using non-stop. I have been really enjoying this primer. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I am almost done with this. I really like this primer. I am a fan of pore minimizing primers. I do have quite a few in my collection, but the consistency of this, first you have to be very careful with how you apply this, because the consistency of it can ball up on your skin if you don't apply it just right. So it's not one that I would buff into the skin. It's one that I would rub. It's one that you just really want to press into the skin. And I feel like it just does a really good job of getting in there, mask your pores a little bit. The consistency, I will admit, is a little bit weird. When I first got this product, I had it for a long time and I did not like it. But the more I played with it and the more I, you know, figured out the application process, I love it a lot. I mention this in every single Foundation Friday. I mean, the amount that I have used kind of tells you in itself how much I love it. I also will put it a little bit in my fine lines, and I will put it a little bit in that fine line, that wrinkle that I have on my forehead, to kind of help prevent things from settling in those areas. And I do think it helps. This is one of my favorite pore filling primers. Another important note, it does not aggravate my dry skin as well. Some pore filling primers are a little bit too drying, and they also have like more of like a mattifying property to them. I don't experience that with this particular product. So I really do like this, and I mean, of course, I'm going to stop saying that I recommend it, because of course I recommend it because it's in a favorite. You know that I recommend it. But I do like this a lot. A mascara that I have been blown away with this month. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. The first time I applied this to my eyelashes, I was absolutely amazed at how well it worked on my eyelashes. Now, the thing that I don't like about it, and I'm starting to experience, I feel like it dries out too quickly and it becomes a little bit too on the clumpy side, and I haven't really been using it that long. So there are days where I notice that my eyelashes look a little bit more clumpy, as opposed to like full and voluminous, and that can be a little annoying, but I just have gotten into the habit of kind of wiping off the excess product before I go in onto my lash line to make sure, because you can see there's definitely too much product on this brush right now. So if I went straight in right now with what's on this wand, my eyelashes would get super clumpy. I run the excess off of this on the side of the tube, and then I go in with my lashes, and they look so long, so beautiful, so black. I love this mascara. This has become a favorite. I still, of course, use my Lancome Stils Booster XL anytime I apply mascara. That's like my holy grail product. But this mascara has worked wonders on my skin. This mascara has worked wonders on my eyelashes, and it's really, really good. It has quickly become not only a favorite, but I feel like it's coming really close to holy grail status. I'm digging this. What else we got? Okay. This is more of a skin prep, and this is more for ease of use versus just me really, really liking it. I wear oils on my skin every single day before I apply my makeup, before I go to bed. I go pretty ham when it comes to oils. This is just the Milk Makeup. I think it's just, oh, it's called the hydrating oil. And I do apply this all over my face before my makeup. And basically after I get out of the shower and I do my normal skin prep, as far as like my moisturizers, my toners, my Drunk Elephant C4 a Day cream, then I'll sit down and I will apply a little bit of this around my nose, in between my eyebrows and my chin, places I get a little bit oily, and I kind of massage it into the skin, and it absorbs almost instantly. And it's also easy because it's an oil stick. You just rub it on your face. You don't have to worry about dropping too much oil on your skin, putting too much oil on your face. It's just easy and it's convenient, and I like the fact that it absorbs pretty quickly into the skin, because there are oils that I will use in the past that, even though I love them and they're some of my favorites, I would have to sit around and wait for them to really absorb into the skin. Whereas this one, I can almost go instantly into makeup. So if you're looking for an easy little oil to use to give you that extra hydration before makeup, so that way if you suffer from more dry skin, I do recommend this. I like this a lot. So the two highlighters that I used most this month, and I also use my NARS highlighting palette as well, but I don't think that that's available anymore, but I love that. The two that I have reached for the most this month and last month are the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Heat Wave Highlighter. At first I did not like this highlighter, but now I love it. I wear it all the time. I do have it on my cheeks today, and I do have it mixed with the Dandelion Twinkle by Benefit. Now, this highlighter surprises me. I mean, you think that, I guess it might be because I mix them, because this sometimes can be a little bit too gold. I tend to go in with this one first, and then I'll apply this one over top. And this highlighter it's more like, it's nicer than what you would think it would be. It applies a nice, like, you can build it up. You can also wear it a little bit more naturally, but when you look at these side by side, you wouldn't necessarily think to mix these two together. But for some reason, I put this one all over the cheekbones, and if it's feeling a little bit dark, I will put this in the center, and it just gives my cheeks just that right amount of pop and that right amount of glow without taking it like too far. So again, almost every video that I have filmed recently, it's been these two highlighters, separate or together, and then I still love that NARS highlighting palette. I do reach for that a ton as well, but these are my two like standout go-tos that I've worn the most. I also want to talk about a tool this month. This is the MAC 135. And this brush, if you struggle with bronzer, if you struggle from your contour going too low or getting too messy, you should buy this brush. And the reason why I say that is because the shape of it, when you go to apply your contour, it's going to go exactly where you put it. It's like the concept of the NARS Eat a Brush, but this actually will blend the product as opposed to applying like a harsh line. So you can just kind of go, you can apply the bronzer, and then you could just kind of start to buff it out. And then what I'll do a lot of times is I'll flip it, and then I'll just start working the product up the sides of the cheek, flip it back onto the hair, flip it back onto the temples of the forehead, and it just makes bronzing so easy. I almost like, a lot of times I'm super messy with bronzers, and I will have to always go up and clean it up with like a loose setting powder just to kind of make sure that nothing got too low. But with this, it's just perfect. I have almost not had to go in with any loose setting powder to kind of clean the bronzer up, unless that's the look I'm going for that day, something a little bit more sharp and a little more structured. This brush makes all of the difference in the world if you're struggling with contour or even bronzing. Now, bronzing can be a little bit more forgiving because you just tend to like you're kind of putting warmth all over the face. I don't contour a lot, but I tend to bronze, and like I tend to do like a bronzy contour. So I'll apply bronzer the way that I would contour, and then I will just really, really buff it out and not make it as structured of a line, if that makes sense. And this brush has made it so easy to accomplish that. So I definitely would recommend picking this brush up. It is a really, really good tool, and I definitely think that it will help you out if you are struggling with bronzing and contouring. All right, and so that is going to be all of the favorites that we're going to talk about for the months of June and July. I mean, I probably could have kept going, let's be real, but my battery is screaming at me right now. I figured that was a well-rounded amount of products. You can kind of complete an entire makeup look with the products that I showed you, so I feel like that's pretty good. Let me know some of your favorite products of the month of July. I would really be interested in hearing about them. Let me know if there's any products that you think that I absolutely have to try. Be always open to your recommendations, and I like hearing about things that y'all are loving as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button before you head out. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.